Bobby is the central figure in this novel. He accompanies the settlers on whaling expeditions and helps them work the land. Bobby lives with the Chain family and develops a very close relationship to Christine Chain. The story contains a particularly interesting relationship between Dr. Cross, a retired British military surgeon, and a Noongar elder, Woonyarin. The township leaders decide that Cross's burial site is inappropriate and is eventually reburied in a new cemetery with other important settlers. In contrast, Woonyarin's grave is desecrated. With natural food supplies increasingly depleted by the settlement, the Noongars begin to help themselves to the settlers' stores of food. The response to this attack on private property is brutal. Bobby, who seemed stranded between both cultures, adopts, in the face of growing friction, an appeasing attitude towards the settlers. Woonyarin's friendship with the white settlers gave the Aboriginals hope in the relationship between the two cultures. Woonyarin's grave was savaged by dogs that scurried away with the dead man's bones. These events have symbolic significance and characterize the relationship between the colonizers and the Noongars. Thus, through Woonyarin's character development and all the compromises he made, you can easily say that he was betrayed by the culture he befriended. Kim Scott is an Australian novelist of Indigenous Australian ancestry, being a descendant of the Western Australian Noongar people who was educated in Murdoch University and ended up as a professor of writing at Curtin University. Prior to his award-winning novels, his ambition was to bring Noongar culture to life through his stories. He spent time in Western Australia, teaching in an Aboriginal community, sparking his intrinsic curiosity in exploring his own Indigenous culture, which in turn motivated him to write the novel. The Miles Franklin Literary Award is Australia's most prestigious literary prize and is awarded yearly to a novel which is of the highest literary merit and fosters uniquely Australian literature. We see and feel the hardship and aspirations of the white settlement, but at the same time we are transported into the mystical and spiritual world of the Noongar, a dichotomy of visions that provide a holistic understanding of the historical events that occurred in the early days. Furthermore, I feel it incorporates a distinctive voice and incisors a sense of place, whilst portraying his perspective of the Australian past, bringing it to vivid life through an almost musical undertone. Finally, its inherent links to the roots of Australian history espouses a strong relationship with Australian culture and its development, marking it as a true Australian soul text.